guys, all the pundits are going, oh, we can't, you're not saying it. Let's be honest, Kane is not the player he was. Before the Euros, everyone was saying, oh, he's pulling too far back, blaming Southgate for it, that he's not pushing forward and he's coming back into midfield. And then come the Euros, exactly the same. But then they started saying, I think he's carrying an injury. That's it, he's not carrying an injury. Or maybe we should change the team so that, we've got more attacking flair to support him up front. Well, we did that against Ireland the other day, Euros, put Gordon there, and everyone's going, oh, that's what we should have done in the beginning. Saka, Gordon running, Grealish in the middle. But actually, Kane still had a poor game. He still kept coming back really deep into the middle, and everything he did was poor. He had a couple of goes at goal, but because he's lost that yard of pace, he was slow. When he got his shot off, frankly speaking, the defender had got in front of him by that time. The one header he could have scored went over the bar. Okay, that happens. I'm not going to knock for that. But that's partly maybe because, again, mentally he's a little bit slow. He's 31. I'm not saying that's old. But in football terms, as a centre forward, bang, 31, you got the experience, but your speed is going and you're not quite there. We got to start thinking about a centre forward. 2 years' time for the World Cup. Only way you're going to win the World Cup is if you've got people that can score up front. If you haven't got, I remember, Germany with the Gerd Mullers and, Italy with the Rosses and that. Everyone has a good up front centre forward. I don't think Watkins is the man personally. Villa supporters will kill me, but I've got somebody in mind for it. Okay, and I'll tell you who that is. Well, firstly, let's go. Who else could play centre forward? Who are the English centre forwards that could replace him? I'll just go through the list. And Ketia, no, we can't even get in the first team at Arsenal when he was there. He's not good enough. Abraham, no. Chelsea, forget it. Callum Wilson, no. Calvert-Lewin, 3-4 years ago without the injuries, maybe. But no, Ivan Toney is too old. What is he, 28, 29? We're talking the World Cup into, and he's not. He's a big lump. Boom. He's not good enough for that. Solanke, possibly, but I don't think so. Watkins, well, I've just said I think he's the best out of the bunch, and I think we should be starting to play him now. Okay, I'm sorry, Kane, you've got to be dropped. We've got to prepare for the World Cup, and if somebody doesn't come along at centre forward who's spot on, then you got to have Watkins, somebody with pace, with speed, who will stretch the opposition defence on their team so that they don't all come forward. They're a little bit scared because they know got somebody fast who can get in behind them, not just the two wingers. So I think you've got to start. Kane's got to go. I'm sorry, people won't like that. And Villa Sports won't say I don't think Watkins is the man. With the players in the squad at the moment, you've got Mason Greenwood on the side, but politically nobody's going to bring him in. That it's a shame what's gone on there, because I think that guy really looked like he could have been the future. He was fast, he was nippy, and good God, could he score goals? I mean, up there he was clinical. I still think, honestly, the best centre forward, it's not the bloke I'm going to say, within the squad that we've got, I think we should be going, Bowen. I think take him off that right wing. The other day we put him up forward. He's got strength, he's got energy, he can score, he's not bad in the air. I think he adds a better dynamic now than Kane. I'm sorry, I do, because what's the use of having a centre forward who plays centre midfield? At least with Bowen, you'll get energy, you'll get enthusiasm, you get fight, and actually he's got some skills and he can score. But there's a bloke up here that he doesn't play centre forward, and I don't get it. And maybe I'm not seeing it, and that's because I don't know enough about him. But I think he's 22 years of age. He's played left wing, he's played right wing, which means he's got speed. And I haven't seen him play enough, okay? But he plays attacking midfield. And when he played against Arsenal, the strength, in one movement, he's got Partey, who it just knocked aside, literally trying to manhandle him and just pushed him aside virtually. And Rice bounced off of him. That was in one move, and he went forward and nearly scored. I don't know if clinically he'd be good enough, but you know what? If he can play on the wing and he's fast, if he's got that strength, he's got a fantastic little little turn he really has is incredible. The guy, Morgan, what's his name? Morgan Rogers. That's how little I know the bloke. But just watching him, I've just been watching him this season. You know, I've made sure I've watched the Villa games so I could watch him play. And he is 22. Man City got rid of him. They loaned him out. In the end, I think they sold him to Middlesbrough, who in the end sold him to Villa. He might not make it in the end. You know, a lot of these. Look at Brighton. They had that centre forward. Is it Ferguson? Everyone was going, this is not. Is it Ferguson? I think it was. That next centre forward, that's going to be great. He's strong. He's young. He can finish. He's fast. Even Arsenal was thinking, whoa, should we think about him? And all of a sudden, he's sort of faded. Centre forwards can fade very quickly. I've seen so many blokes who look really brilliant, and after a season, 2 seasons, they decline. The centre halves, the defences know how to play them, and they just haven't got that extra little bit of guile to move forward. This guy, I just see he's got such a good brain on him. His brain just doesn't go scatty when everybody's around him. He can dribble. He's got a nice little turn on him, and if he's got speed and that strength that he's got, attacking midfield means he's got energy. I haven't seen enough of him, but seriously, guys, I really reckon Morgan Rogers, new centre forward, that's where I'd play him. I'd love to see him. Maybe he's not good enough. Maybe he hasn't got that. You know, he's not clinical enough in front of goal. But he's a player and a half. He's a player and a half. And you know what? I'd take him out the attacking midfield, and I'd try him actually at centre forward if he's got that speed, which I think he might have playing wing. That would be interesting. Anyway, that's Reno talking football sport. I haven't seen enough of the bloke, but you know, when I was, just will say that when I sort of coached the old my local town's under-19s, what I used to do is take players, and the first thing I'd do is go, right, let's have a look at them in their positions, and then go, hold on a minute, they've played that position their entire life, and that's how they want to play, so they're comfortable with that. And you'd look at them and think, well, no, actually they'd be better there. And I did that a few times. I took a young guy at left full back. I put him in midfield as a little fighter dynamo bloke. He turned out to be great. Reece, do you remember that? Absolutely. I took a bloody midfield player who was about 6'3". Ryan, do you remember? Went on to Kent Cup finals. You know, took him from midfield, stuck him back in a centre half position. What a player he was. And I'm not saying their surnames. I'm not. Graham took you from centre half, stuck you at right full back. Some of the stories, and I can go on and on. But I think as you grow, as people physically grow, their positionings can change. You can move them into different areas. Some midfielders don't make it. You make them play right full back, like Gary Neville, like Trent Alexander-Arnold, for instance. Watch him. Football Chat Uncensored, Reno talking.